Hi, middle schoolers. This is Allie with the Bookworm. I'm here to talk to you about the awesome book talk books we have for your book fair this year. First up is called The Science of Breakable Things. This one is about Natalie, who, by the suggestion of her teacher, enters an egg drop competition with her two friends, and they enter it so that she can use the prize money and fly her mom to go see what are called the cobalt blue orchids, because her mom's a botanist and really interested in flowers, and hope that her mom falls in love with life again. So this is a great book for people who love science, but also it's a really good book for people who like stories with a lot of heart and some bigger themes and stuff that they need to deal with. If you read Coyote Sunrise, for example, and you liked that one, this would be a really good pick for you. Next, we have Sun is Also a Star. This is good for my John Green fans. It's the best-selling author of Everything, Everything, right there. It is about two teens, Daniel, who's the son of Korean shopkeepers, and Natasha, whose family is here illegally from Jamaica. And so they meet one fateful day. He's on his way to an interview with a Yale alumni, and she is on her way to visit with a lawyer to help her family not get deported. And so can they help each other out? Will they fall in love along the way? Read to find out. Next up, we have Martian Ghost Centaur, which is a graphic novel, which personally I love. It is full of humor and heart and hilarious hijinks. It's really good if you've read any of Melissa Savage's books, like Lemons or Nessie Quest, and you want something kind of similar. It's also perfect for my Scooby-Doo fans, if you like the way that goes. It's about this town called Southborough, which used to be a tourist destination because apparently Sasquatch has been spotted multiple times, but he hasn't been spotted in several years, and so the hype is kind of starting to die down. And then there's this giant company that's coming in and buying up all the land so they can put their headquarters there. So is the Sasquatch disappearance tied to this big company? Who knows? Read to find out. Next up is Black Brother, Black Brother. It's going to be in paperback by the time of your book fair, which is really exciting. It's by Jewel Parker Rhodes, who wrote Ghost Boys. If you read that one, it's really awesome. In this one, it's about two brothers, one who presents black and one who presents white, and the different ways that they are forced to interact with the world, all while they're trying to train for a fencing competition. So if you liked The Hate U Give, if you liked Ghost Boys, if you like stories like that, check out Black Brother, Black Brother. Next, this one's a pretty big book, which we're really excited about. It's also right behind me, right there. It is Becoming, which is Michelle Obama's biography. And the cool thing is that it's adapted for young readers. And what's really awesome is that it has pictures in it of her growing up. And it's about her story, Michelle's story, about growing up in Chicago, going to Princeton, and then going to Harvard Law and becoming a lawyer, and then all the way to her becoming a first lady. I read the adult version of this book, and I really, really liked it. One of my favorite stories is about how she won her first argument with her mom. She says that she really doesn't like eggs, but her mom said, "Oh no, you have to eat protein every morning." And so she argues with her mom that peanut butter has just as much protein as eggs. And so Michelle won against her mom and ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for breakfast forever. It's awesome. She's a really, really awesome lady. So if you like biographies, inspiring stories about, big political figures, this is a great choice for you. Next up is the new Alan Gratz called Ground Zero. I'm sure you've read him before. He's done Refugee. He's done Allies, which is his one before this one. And this one's really cool. In true Gratz fashion, he has two characters that are on separate sides of an issue so that you can fully understand the whole thing. This is good for historical fiction fans. This one is about 9/11. On one side, we have a boy on September 11th, 2001, who's visiting his dad in the World Trade Center when one of the planes hits. And so you have to read to find out if he can survive and escape the building. And then the next character we have is a girl who lives in a village in Afghanistan on September 11th, 2019. and her village gets attacked, and she has to decide whether or not she's going to help save a wounded American soldier. It's a really, really awesome, fast-paced, heart-thumping story. Check it out if you like historical fiction. Next up is called One Jar of Magic. This one is great for fans of Orphan Island, and the wonders within that are not so ordinary. So if you like stories that have just a little touch of magic, this is a great, great story for you and lots of heart. It's about a young girl who lives in this magical town, and there's, jars of magic everywhere, and every New Year's they go out and collect as many jars as possible. Her dad is one of the biggest people in this community. He's great at catching the jars, and so everyone's really excited for her first time because they think she's going to be great too. But it turns out she only catches one jar. So, this book is about her identity and about her figuring out if she can be something other than what everyone else expects of her. Pick this one up. I said, again, if you like a little bit of magic and you like stories with a lot of heart. Now, if you like a little bit more magic than that, you should check out Wings of Ebony. And what's cool about this is we have several signed copies. So the author went in and signed the first editions. This one is really good. It's about Rue, a black teen from Houston, whose whole life is turned upside down when she finds out that she's half god. And it turns out there's evil in the human world and the god world, and she needs to dig in and figure out all her true powers if she really is to save everyone. It's really good for fans of Percy Jackson as well as fans of Children of Blood and Bone. So if you like fantasy, mythology, adventure stories, this one's a great pick for you. Next up is If We Were Giants. This is really good for my nature lovers. It's about Kira, who lives in a tree folk community. No one's ever come there. There's these people called storytellers. Her dad is one, and she's her dad's apprentice. And they're the only two people that are allowed to leave their community. And they basically go out to these other people and tell them all these stories of the tree folk to kind of scare them away. But one day she goes out on her own, and she accidentally leads people back, and they take everything that's ever held dear to her. So it's up to her and this new boy that she's found to save the tree folk. This one's good, like I said, if you like adventure, if you like fantasy, if you love nature, if you're really interested in saving the planet and conservation, this is a really good one for you. Next up is The Electric Kingdom. Like Wings of Ebony, these are signed, some of the ones that we have. This is a post-apocalyptic book, which is books like Divergent and Hunger Games, where this big thing comes and wipes out society as we know it, and then this takes place after that. It's about Nico and her dog, pictured here, who are going on this journey to see if anyone else has survived this great fly flu that's wiped everyone out. She finds a bunch of other people on their own quests, and so together they try to survive and kind of find life and love in the world that's been destroyed. It's also good. I say it's probably like if John Green meets The Fifth Wave or John Green meets Hunger Games. So it's a post-apocalyptic novel, but it has a lot of heart to it. Next is called Downriver by Will Hobbs. This one isn't in the store yet, but it will be by the time of your book fair. It's great for fans of 96 Miles and fans of adventure stories. So if you've read Trail or Hatchet and you really liked those a lot. Basically, it's about these 7 kids who are at this summer camp at the Grand Canyon. There's no adults, no permit, and no river map, and they decide to borrow some rafting supplies and go down the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon all by themselves. They're pursued by helicopters, they're battling rapids, bone-chilling rain, injuries. Will they survive? Read to find out. Lastly, for my scary book fans, I have City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This is the first book in the series. I think there's 3 or 4 out now, so if you've really like series and scary stuff, check this one out. If you've read Small Spaces, Goosebumps, and you're ready for something new, this is good. I would say this is Stranger Things meets Miss Peregrine's Home for Mysterious Children, or Peculiar Children. So if you liked either of those things, this is great. It's about Cass, and ever since she drowned, she's able to lift the veil between our world and the spirit world and communicate with ghosts. Her best friend is even a ghost. Her parents host a TV show about haunted places, and there she meets someone else who has her same power, and it turns out she has a lot to learn. So this is good if you like action, scary, horror, mystery, that kind of thing. This is a great series for you. Or a great book for you to start the series. Thanks for listening. We're really excited to have you guys at our book fair. Come stop by the Bookworm and let us know what school you're with, and we can put some of that money back towards your school. Or if you want to shop online, you can use the link that I'm going to send to your teachers, or that I did send to your teachers, and you can buy some or a bunch of these books through that link. Thanks, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.